Well, it has been an energetic week, and by that I mean there has been a lot of energy news over the last several days. Joining me now is Wes Brown with Talk Business and Politics to answer a few questions for me.
Yeah,
Let's begin with...
You know energy's in my wheelhouse, man.
Well, speaking of wheels, Flywheel makes a big $1.6 billion, $1.9 billion acquisition of Southwestern Energy's Fayetteville Shale play assets. Is that good for Arkansas?
We're going to have to wait and see. They have closed the deal. These were the same assets that during the Fayetteville Shale boom that Southwestern Energy owned. There is a few assets, employees in the Searcy area that they still have. So what they'll have to come in and do, and they're going to review the assets and see how they can be further developed. There's still some production going on from the wells. It's over 4,000 wells in the Fayetteville Shale that they own now. But to see if there's going to be further development, that's going to take some capital investment, and with you know, natural gas prices at $3, that price is going to have to go up to see the kind of development that we saw. We'll never see the development we saw years ago when there was billions of dollars poured into Fayetteville Shale. Yeah. But we're going to see some development. They wouldn't take that investment and not do anything with it.
The good old days. As you mentioned, there's production going on in those wells that are right there now, and that has been part of the equation that has led to coal not being used as much. And we're seeing a lot of moves in this now. Coal, you just reported this week, at the lowest level of production and use in 40 years.
40 years.
What's driving all the other alternative energy resources to overtake coal?
Well, that same scenario that I just explained. Natural gas prices are cheap now, and there's natural gas. You can build a natural gas plant at a lot cheaper, and that energy is very plentiful right now because of shale production. The other thing is, the other side of that equation is environmental concerns with coal. We saw that in Arkansas, where Energy Arkansas and several other AEP, some of the largest utilities in the country have announced they are getting out of coal. It's dirty, it's expensive, it causes problems in the community, environmental concerns. So
it causes problems in the PR world as well with them as well. So outline Entergy's plan for me. It's over about the next it's less than 10 years. They're going to phase out some significant plants.
Yeah, they've got the White Bluff plant up in Redfield and the Independence plant. They're going to shut down both of those over the next decade. Mothball those, and those are huge plants, and they have a lot of employees. They also have a natural gas plant they're going to shut down over the same period of time, and they're going to replace that in their portfolio with probably a newer natural gas facilities and renewable. They've got some projects
come online for sure. Right. All right, lastly, down in El Dorado, Murphy Oil makes a big deal with a Brazilian oil company in the Gulf of Mexico. I think they're also unloading some Malaysian assets, or at least there's an effort to unload some Malaysian assets. What is Murphy Oil trying to become?
They're trying to bring that reinvestment back into the Fayetteville, not the Fayetteville Shale, but the U.S. shale, West Texas. There's the Bakken Shale up in the Dakotas. They don't have any, but out in West Texas, they are building up their shale play assets. So they're going to take this money and from the Malaysia deal and reinvested in the U.S. shale. In the Gulf of Mexico, you're seeing a redevelopment of the Gulf of Mexico. So they're doing this, taking some of the risk out of it with the Brazilian National Oil Company, which is huge. They're kind of like a large U.S. integrated oil company, and they're going to take that investment and go back into the Gulf of Mexico and redevelop that, where you got oil and gas. So they are wanting to ramp up their production with crude oil prices around $50 a barrel. You're going to see that go up. It's not going to stay at that level for long.
Well, right now we like it at where it's at because it's made those pump prices come way down. And as we head into the Christmas holiday season, under $2 for a gallon of gas is something that will help me buy some bigger Christmas presents for my kids.
That's right. No coal in your stockings.
Thank you, Wes Brown. We talk business and politics. Always good to see you, my friend. All right. That's all for today's program. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Roby Brock. We'll see you next time.